Christine Brown divorces David Woolley. David remarries quickly after split. Hello friends, I am Elena. Welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Christine Brown, best known from TLC's hit show Sister Wives, has finalized her divorce from David Woolley, marking the end of a whirlwind relationship that once captivated fans. The surprising turn of events has left many questioning what went wrong behind the scenes, especially as David has reportedly already remarried. Christine and David's relationship began with high hopes and public excitement. Through enduring a decades-long spiritually binding marriage with Kody Brown, Christine stepped into a new chapter with David Woolley, a construction executive with a seemingly grounded lifestyle. The couple made their romance public on Valentine's Day, and viewers were thrilled to see Christine in a new and happier light. Their social media was full of travel photos, blended family gatherings, and captions expressing admiration for one another. Just months later, Christine and David tied the knot in a private yet elegant ceremony. Fans and fellow cast members celebrated the union, describing it as a fresh start for Christine after her emotional split from Kody. David appeared to be supportive, respectful, and genuinely loving, a stark contrast to what Christine had experienced in her plural marriage. Their union symbolized the possibility of healing and renewal after heartbreak. However, cracks in the relationship began to show as the months progressed. According to sources close to the couple, disagreements over lifestyle preferences, family dynamics, and financial matters began to cause friction. Christine, who had become more independent and career-focused, reportedly wanted to keep expanding her media presence, exploring podcasting and reality spin-offs. David, on the other hand, preferred a more private and low-key lifestyle, which led to increasing tension in their marriage. Compounding their issues was the challenge of blending families. Christine's children, having grown up in a unique polygamous dynamic, reportedly found it difficult to adjust to David's parenting style and expectations. Though both Christine and David tried to keep a united front in public, sources suggest that arguments became more frequent behind closed doors. By early summer, rumors swirled that the two were spending less time together. Social media sleuths noticed that Christine had stopped posting pictures of David and had deleted several earlier posts featuring him. David's social media, usually quiet, was completely inactive. Fans speculated that there was trouble in paradise, but neither party made a public statement at first. Eventually, Christine confirmed the news in a heartfelt Instagram post. She wrote, "After much reflection and personal growth, David and I have decided to part ways. We wish each other peace and happiness moving forward. I will always be grateful for the time we shared and the love we experienced." The announcement was met with a mix of shock and support from fans who had rooted for her happiness. Not long after their split, headlines broke that David Woolley had already remarried. Just weeks after the divorce was finalized, he reportedly tied the knot with a woman named Emily, a business consultant he had met during a work conference several months earlier. Sources claim the relationship with Emily began as a professional connection and blossomed rapidly during the last stages of his marriage to Christine. Quick remarriage raised eyebrows. While some believe David moved on too quickly, others speculate that the relationship with Emily may have overlapped with his marriage to Christine. Neither David nor Emily has commented publicly on the timeline of their relationship, but insiders suggest the two had grown close during a time when his marriage with Christine was already on shaky ground. Christine, meanwhile, has chosen to stay focused on herself and her family. Since the divorce, she's been spending more time with her children and has returned to filming segments for TLC. Close friends say she is disappointed but not devastated. "Christine is stronger than ever," one source shared. "She loved David, but she also knows when something no longer serves her happiness. She's not looking back." Christine's decision to move forward with grace has earned her praise from fans and fellow castmates alike. Her journey from being the third wife in a plural marriage to stepping into singlehood, dating, marrying again, and now divorcing has shown her resilience. She has been open about her desire to live authentically and to prioritize emotional well-being, which has inspired many women who have followed her journey over the years. Some reports indicate that Christine has begun exploring opportunities in public speaking and writing. With so many life experiences to share, from the complexities of plural marriage to life after divorce and single motherhood, Christine is reportedly working on a memoir. There is also talk of a new series that may center around the lives of single women post-divorce, with Christine as a potential lead. As for David, his remarriage has drawn mixed reactions. While he and Emily have stayed largely private, some sources suggest they are enjoying a quiet, settled life away from the spotlight. David is said to be stepping back from any future television involvement and focusing instead on personal business ventures. Despite the emotional ups and downs, Christine remains optimistic about the future. She continues to advocate for mental wellness, healthy boundaries, and the importance of self-love. Her supporters have been vocal in their encouragement, and it's clear that Christine is not letting this latest chapter define her. In many ways, the divorce from David Woolley marks not an end, but another beginning for Christine Brown. It's a moment of reflection, growth, and rediscovery. She is choosing to walk away from what no longer fits and stepping forward into a future that she alone defines, on her terms. Christine Brown is opening up about her journey of healing and self-discovery after leaving her plural marriage with Cody Brown. Since announcing her split from Cody in 2021, the Sister Wives star has not only redefined her sense of self but also her entire understanding of love. In her own words, Christine now sees love not as something painful, sacrificial, or confusing, but as something joyful, mutual, and comforting. "It's not supposed to hurt," she said candidly, reflecting on the emotional toll her previous marriage had on her spirit. Christine's relationship with Cody had long been troubled, even by her own admission. She was Cody's third wife in a polygamous marriage that involved 4 women, and she often found herself feeling invisible, unimportant, and emotionally starved. For years, Christine tried to believe that enduring discomfort and emotional neglect was just part of the sacrifice required in plural marriage. But with time and after much soul-searching, she realized that true love shouldn't come with constant pain, doubt, or one-sided compromise. "I spent so many years thinking love meant sacrifice," Christine explained. "I thought if I gave enough, if I waited patiently enough, if I didn't complain, things would change. I kept thinking maybe I wasn't enough, or that I had to try harder to earn Cody's affection. But that's not what love is supposed to be." Her emotional realization didn't happen overnight. Christine had to work through layers of self-doubt and cultural conditioning. She had grown up in a community where plural marriage was seen as a spiritual calling, a duty even. She followed the path she was raised to believe in, but eventually the emotional cost became too high. She found herself constantly yearning for connection, affection, and partnership, none of which were being fulfilled in her relationship with Cody. "When you're in a relationship and you feel lonelier than when you're by yourself, something's not right," she said. "I thought I was doing the right thing, holding on. But staying in a relationship where your needs are never met, where your voice isn't heard, that's not noble. That's neglect." Christine made the difficult decision to leave Cody after over 25 years together. It was not a move she took lightly, especially with 6 children involved and decades of shared life experience. But the clarity that came with that choice was liberating. For the first time, she put herself and her happiness first. And in doing so, she began to learn what love should actually feel like. Love is mutual. It's respect. It's wanting each other to be happy. It's showing up, not just in words, but in actions, she shared. It's not about controlling or suppressing someone to keep them around. It's about encouraging each other to grow and being proud to stand beside each other. Christine's post-divorce journey has been filled with new beginnings. She's embraced independence, moved into her own home in Utah, reconnected with her children in deeper ways, and even found new love with David Woolley. With David, she says, she finally feels what love is supposed to feel like: safe, fun, tender, and reciprocal. "I don't feel like I have to shrink myself anymore," Christine said. "I laugh more. I feel seen. I feel heard. I can be my goofy, loud, passionate self, and he loves me for that. That's the difference." Her experience with David has reinforced the lessons she's learned since leaving her marriage to Cody. It's shown her that love doesn't require pain to be real. That partnership isn't about hierarchy or rules or control. It's about acceptance, freedom, and mutual joy. Christine admits she used to think that suffering was proof of loyalty, that enduring hardships silently made her a better wife. But now she knows differently. Loving someone doesn't mean tolerating hurt. Doesn't mean losing yourself just to. The reality star says she wishes she could go back and tell her younger self that she deserved more, that she deserved joy, kindness, attention, and reciprocity. But she doesn't dwell on regret. Instead, she's focused on growth and moving forward with grace. I forgive myself for what I didn't know. I did the best I could with what I had, Christine said. But now I know better. Now I know what love really feels like. She's also passionate about using her platform to encourage other women, especially those in complex or unfulfilling relationships, to trust their instincts and honor their worth. If you feel like something's missing, that's not just in your head. If you feel unloved, that feeling is valid. You're not crazy, and you're not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person, she said. Real love doesn't make you question your worth. As she looks to the future, Christine feels empowered and excited. She's open to love, family, and new adventures, but now from a place of confidence and clarity. She's not chasing validation or affection. She knows who she is, what she needs, and what she will never accept again. I've learned that love should feel like freedom, not a cage, Christine said. It should lift you up, not wear you down. Her message is simple but profound. It's not supposed to hurt. If it does, it's not love. Christine's journey from heartbreak to healing serves as an inspiration to many, especially women who may be feeling stuck in relationships that no longer serve them. Her courage to walk away from a decades-long marriage, redefine her values, and find a new and healthier love reminds us all that it's never too late to start again. Kody Brown, the polarizing patriarch of sister wives, has once again stirred the pot, this time by pointing fingers at one of his former wives as the root cause of the family's ongoing financial troubles. While the Brown family has long portrayed a united front, cracks have deepened in recent years, and now Kody appears to be assigning blame in ways that are not sitting well with fans, or, quite frankly, the rest of the family. In a recent interview segment tied to Season 20 promotion, Kody Brown made it explicitly clear that he believes one of his ex-wives made financial decisions that negatively impacted the family as a whole. Though he didn't name names immediately, his remarks left little room for interpretation. His tone, word choice, and references seem to zero in on Christine Brown, his former third wife who left the plural marriage in 2021 and has since rebuilt her life independently. According to Kody, Christine's departure caused not only emotional disruption but economic instability as well. She made decisions that affected everyone, Kody stated. When you're in a plural family, choices have ripple effects. You can't just walk away from that and think no one's going to pay for it, literally. Claim has sparked backlash, with many fans accusing Kody of deflecting responsibility for a financial house of cards that began wobbling long before Christine's exit. Longtime followers of Sister Wives know that the Brown family has faced chronic financial strain, often stemming from large real estate purchases, scattered housing arrangements, legal issues, and the sheer cost of maintaining multiple households. For context, the Browns made a significant financial leap when they moved from Las Vegas to Flagstaff, Arizona. They purchased land on Coyote Pass with the intention of building one large family home, or multiple houses for each wife. That plan never came to full fruition. Instead, the land has remained largely undeveloped, and the family's housing situation became more fractured than ever. Christine's decision to move back to Utah with her daughter was a personal one, made in the interest of her own happiness and mental health. Many fans saw it as a brave and necessary step rather than an abandonment. Kody, however, appears to interpret it differently. It's like abandoning ship, he said. We all made commitments. We agreed to live a certain way, and when someone breaks that trust, it hurts everyone, especially financially. We had plans, and those plans required unity. But Christine's supporters have been quick to point out that Kody's plans were largely theoretical. Despite years of talking about building on Coyote Pass, very little progress was made. And much of that delay, according to family members in past episodes, was due to Cody's indecisiveness and favoritism, particularly toward his fourth wife, Robin. Christine, who often felt neglected and underappreciated, ultimately chose to prioritize her own well-being over what she described as an emotional desert. The financial narrative Cody is now pushing also seems to omit his own costly choices. For example, fans remember the expensive new home Cody purchased for Robin, which reportedly created further tension and strain among the wives. While the other wives were renting or downsizing, Robin was settling into a large, newly purchased home, reportedly worth close to $900,000. Additionally, there's the ongoing maintenance of separate households, legal fees, and Cody's admitted struggle with budgeting. Over the years, he has often talked about being financially stretched, yet has made choices that contradict long-term sustainability. This includes launching, and then abandoning, multiple business ventures and frequently changing plans about how and where the family should live. For Christine's part, she has remained relatively silent about Cody's new claims. However, in past interviews and social media posts, she has expressed that she left not out of malice, but out of necessity. She has built a new life in Utah, found love again, and continues to co-parent her children with dignity and independence. If anything, Christine appears to have found more stability away from Cody, not less. Meanwhile, fans and family insiders have noted a pattern. Cody often struggles to take responsibility for situations that unravel. In season 18, viewers watched as his relationship with Janelle disintegrated following ongoing disagreements. Mary's emotional estrangement from Cody has also spanned years. At this point, only Robin remains in a functioning marriage with him, and even that has shown signs of stress. Assigning blame to Christine for the family's money problems seems not only unfair but also inaccurate. Financial decisions were made as a group, or were at least expected to be. Cody felt Christine was mismanaging money or making harmful decisions that should have been addressed in real time, not years after her departure. More importantly, public blame serves little purpose other than generating headlines and stirring drama. The family's financial woes are clearly multifaceted. They span over a decade of high-risk real estate deals, business failures, and the sheer complexity of funding multiple households under one umbrella. Fans aren't buying Cody's narrative. Social media has lit up with criticism, with many viewers labeling Cody's remarks as gaslighting, cowardly, and revisionist history. Others have pointed out that Christine, far from being a liability, was often the one keeping things afloat. She raised children, managed the home, and maintained public grace even when she was clearly hurting. As the show continues into its 20th season, it's likely this narrative will evolve further. Cody's bitterness and public frustration could serve as a continued storyline, but it's also eroding the image of a plural family built on unity, trust, and cooperation. While drama fuels ratings, many fans are expressing fatigue over what feels like a continuous cycle of blame and avoidance from the family's patriarch. Christine Brown isn't holding back anymore, and her upcoming book may be the boldest chapter in her journey yet. A sneak peek into her highly anticipated memoir suggests she's ready to air out years of frustration, betrayal, and emotional turmoil, with Cody Brown front and center in the narrative. From subtle jabs to direct revelations, Christine appears ready to do what fans have long suspected: tell the raw truth behind their failed marriage and expose the emotional cost of plural life. Christine has always been the wife who quietly smiled through pain. On Sister Wives, she often played the role of the peacemaker. But as fans now realize, her silence was never acceptance, it was survival. And now, in her own words, Christine is reclaiming the story that was, for so long, edited, polished, and filtered through the lens of Cody's control and TLC's cameras. In her memoir's early passages, it's clear Christine isn't just writing a personal journey, she's pulling back the curtain on a deeply flawed relationship dynamic. Preview doesn't use Cody's name on every page, but make no mistake, the man is everywhere. He's present in the stories she tells of being emotionally abandoned, of raising children in isolation, and of constantly feeling like she was less than in her own marriage. Christine's tone in the excerpts is composed but cutting. There's no yelling, no theatrics, just the clear voice of a woman who has finally given herself permission to tell the truth. One of the first reveals in the sneak peek is Christine's recollection of how she felt dismissed from the very beginning. She writes about times Cody would light up around the other wives but rarely around her. She speaks honestly about the loneliness she felt in a plural marriage, not just because of the shared husband dynamic, but because of how little effort she says Cody put into maintaining their emotional connection. Christine recalls trying to initiate date nights or special moments, only to feel brushed off. She describes Cody as emotionally inconsistent, warm and affectionate when it served him, but cold and distant when it mattered most. It's a striking contrast to the man Cody portrayed himself to be on television, a devoted patriarch, doing his best to juggle multiple households. According to Christine, that image was just that, an image. Perhaps one of the most telling lines in the sneak peek is when Christine writes, "I didn't leave Cody because I stopped loving him. I left because he stopped loving me a long time ago." That single sentence speaks volumes. Suggests that Christine's exit wasn't impulsive or rooted in bitterness, but in years of accumulated pain and disconnection. She paints a picture of a marriage where she was emotionally starved, not because love faded naturally, but because one partner decided she wasn't worth the effort. There are also hints that Christine will explore the favoritism that plagued the family. Fans have long speculated that Robin Brown became the focal point of Cody's attention, leaving the other wives, especially Christine, to feel cast aside. Christine doesn't shy away from that topic. She refers to feeling like an accessory in Cody's life rather than a partner. She doesn't directly attack Robin, but the implication is clear. Cody's choices reshaped the family dynamic, and Christine bore the brunt of the fallout. Christine also touches on motherhood, and how it became both her solace and her burden. She writes about pouring herself into raising her children while managing the emotional neglect from her husband. Her love for her kids is evident in every word, but so is the exhaustion. She describes moments where she felt like a single mom in a marriage, responsible for everything yet emotionally supported by no one. What's especially powerful about the preview is Christine's tone. It's not vengeful. It's not hateful. It's honest. She's not out to ruin Cody. She's simply done protecting his image at the expense of her own truth. For years, Christine says she minimized her pain, told herself it was part of the plural life, and accepted the crumbs of affection she was offered. But now she's writing from a place of healing, and in doing so, she's giving voice to every woman who has ever felt unseen in her own relationship. The sneak peek also hints that Christine will explore the moment she decided to leave. She describes it not as a breakdown, but as a breakthrough, a quiet clarity that she deserved more than what she had been settling for. She writes about packing up her